Hey YouTube, this is Paul, the Death Scouter, and I'm making another video for my YouTube and Facebook friends, especially those who visit me at the Death Scouter, all one word YouTube channel, where I've got everything from car repairs to financial advice. Anything that I do to save me money or make me money, I make a video of it and I just share it online. Why? Because we're all supposed to help each other as God the Father commands, and that's exactly what I do this. Never do I ask you for any money. I just share what I know, including my 15-day financial overhaul program, a free one video per day, 20 minutes or less video to help people who have no direction or no understanding in personal finance create a pathway to financial success. Let's get into today's video, and that is the best advice that you could ever give to a teenager. Now, this video is for anyone who is not yet investing or is not yet investing enough for their future, but especially teenagers. Why? Because as I'm going to teach you in this video, the empowerment of time. The more you understand the power of time on your investments, the more you realize that sooner is always better than later for investing. So, Gene Simmons, the demon of KISS, is also a demon and a monster in the world of business and finance. He's written several good books. I recommend you read a couple. But he says you have an inferred fiduciary duty to yourself. What does that mean? It is your responsibility to learn what you need to learn to be successful in this world, including financial advice. You're not going to get it in school. You're not going to get it in college. And you miss out on starting early, there are no do-overs. You can't go back and make up for lost time. So here's the bad advice that so many parents give to their kids. I know because it's the advice that I got. You're young. You'll have plenty of time to worry about that later. This is a parent who does not understand the power of time on your investments. And just wait till I show you the numbers, because just a couple of years difference between starting and not starting could be hundreds of thousands of dollars missing out of your portfolio. The good advice: start now and you'll automatically become a millionaire. Now, pay attention to that word automatically. I'm going to show you the mathematics behind that word and justify every word that I say in this video clip. Let's keep watching. All right, so on average, when do most people in America start investing? Well, most don't start thinking about their future until they're adults at age 31. Oh my God, they have missed out on so much free money and growth over time. My goal is for a young person or any person learning this to find out and execute on it as soon as possible and not be that person that says, why didn't anyone teach me this sooner? So that's the whole purpose of this video, the lessons in life and the message that you have to start early. How much can you invest? Well, for the purpose of this video, since we're obviously talking about investing over a long period of time, it lends itself to the idea that it might be money for retirement. Is it ever too soon to talk to a teenager about retirement? Certainly not. And I'm going to show that to you. But if you put your money for retirement into a special account called a Roth IRA, an individual retirement account, the government will treat you very well in tax code. You can contribute up to $6,500 a year, or the most that you have earned in income, whichever number is smaller. So if you only earned $4,000, technically you can only put $4,000 in, but you could put in as much as $6,500. There are other investment vehicles such as a 401k. I'm not explaining them here because those are generally offered by your employers. And not everybody has a 401k, especially part-time workers. But everyone who earns money can contribute to a Roth IRA. So what's so special about retirement money? Millions, with a big fat S on the end. Millions of dollars, 100% tax free. Please tell me I have your attention. All right, let's keep watching. But you can put in up to 6,500 a year. How much are the average people doing? Well, the average person is putting in just a few dollars under 4,000 a year. If you take a look at this graph, you can pause the video if you like and see where most people fit in. I will tell you that most people here are not prepared for retirement. This is an average of what people are doing. It is not my recommendation. So, for a young person learning how to work, the question becomes, well, how much do I actually get to take home after I have to give my share to Social Security and my state and federal and local taxes? Well, this wonderful website called smartasset.com has got a calculator there. Here's a screenshot. In my home state and city in the suburbs of Baltimore in Maryland, you could put in your location, you put in how much you're going to earn, how many hours per pay period, and it will tell you how much you're going to take home. So if I pick a very small number, because in this post-COVID world, everyone's paying at least $12 to $15 an hour for entry-level work. Incredibly generous amounts of money. So if you're earning $12 an hour and you work 20 hours a week, you're taking home $206 a week after taxes, 4 weeks on average in a month. That means you're a young person with over $800 in your pocket, and you're going to get another 800 next month and next month and next month. That is way too much money for you not to be doing something very smart with. All right. So for what am I going to do in this video? I am targeting the idea that you take $50 a week out of your paycheck. Listen to these words. They're very important. More is always better, even if you have to scale back or stop in the future. Contribute as much as you can to get up to that $6,500 number, even if you have to stop later or scale back your contributions later. I'm going to show you why. But $50 a week is an incredibly easy amount. Not even a tank of gas, not even a night out on the town. It's very doable. So, do you want to know the secret to wealth creation in America? Well, let me let you in on the bigger secret. It's no secret at all. The secret to getting rich in America comes down to one simple thing: compound interest over time. Look at this slide again. The secret to wealth creation in America is compound interest over time. If you don't know what that means, take a look at this. Let's say that you're going to start your financial journey, and your journey is going to go on, and that's for the purpose of this video, over your entire lifetime till you get to the finish line of retirement or beyond. You start with some initial deposit. Okay, makes sense, right? Put in your $50 a week, 52 weeks a year, $2,650. Next year, you're going to earn interest on the money that you deposited. In the following year, your interest gets added to your deposit and you earn interest again. And that cycle repeats itself. You get interest on your interest and interest again. And the cycle repeats. Always earning interest on the interest you earned the previous year. Look at that upward graph. On a single deposit, the interest keeps growing over and over and over again. As this cycle continues, it will take you to a point where you can either retire, you can travel the world, you can give an inheritance to your kids or your grandkids, make a donation to your local scout troop or your little league, create generational wealth or give it to charity. I don't care. The point is that when you've got something that you can live on and you can share with the world. So this is the immense power of compound interest, and this graph shows you what the numbers will be like until you build your nest egg up to something sizable, and the math does something special called the hockey stick graph. Over time, your interest on your interest on your interest, as we just explained, will grow. At some point, those growth numbers become phenomenal. Your goal as an investor, especially as a young person, is to add as many years of your life to the end of this graph. Becoming a millionaire when you're 90 is not exciting. Becoming a millionaire when you're in your 50s and a multimillionaire before 60, 65, that's something worth being. And let's see how we do all this, right? So it's the snowball effect. You take some snowball, if you've never done this before, because there are people living around the world that may have never seen snow. If you roll around on the ground, other snow sticks to it and your snowball gets bigger and bigger. If you start pushing it down the hill, there will come a point when the snowball grows big enough and heavy enough that it rolls on its own. Your investments are exactly this way. When I say automatic investing, automatic wealth creation, this is what I'm talking about. So let's get into the numbers. Oh my God, Paul, that's an eye graph. I have no idea what I'm looking at. That's okay. I'm going to walk you through this. We only have four numbers that we care about. Your starting amount, $50 a week, 52 weeks a year, $2,600. How much is it going to grow every year? Well, if you put it into the U.S. stock market over any 10-year period, the stock market averages 10%. Some years it's up 40, some years it's down 20. Doesn't care. We don't care. Over time, it averages 10% every year. How much more are you going to contribute every year? Well, for the sake of this video, $50 a week, 52 weeks a year, $2,600. And what age are you going to start this? Well, we'll say age 18. Moms and dads listening, younger people listening. If you actually have a job and you're younger than 18, your parents can open for you an IRA account called a custodial IRA account, which simply means the parent, who is the only one able to enter into a legal contract, such as opening an account, opens this account on behalf of their minor child. When that child becomes 18, the money automatically becomes the child's. It's a custodial account until you turn 18. All right, back to the worksheet. Your starting amount, your annual growth, your annual contribution, the age that you start, all gets copied down and cascaded automatically through this worksheet. Let's start with the first line. I'll walk you through it so it stops being complicated. Year number one, age 18, your starting amount, $2,600. Your yearly growth, 10%. Just move the decimal point, $260. If there was any other annual contribution, and there's not in the first year because that's your starting amount, we would add that in and get a year ending number, $2,860. That year ending number simply becomes the starting amount for next year, year number two, age 19, starting amount, last year's number, this year's 10% growth. Oh my God, look already that by the second year, you're understanding and seeing the power of compounding interest. This year's growth number is already larger than last year's growth number. You add in this year's contribution, 52 weeks a year, $50 a week, $2,600, add that all together, and your year ending number is 5,746. Those two columns off to the right in blue and pink, those are numbers of the year ending number that I broke out so you can keep track of how much came out of your pocket and how much of it is what I like to call free money. So by your second year, you have already earned $546 of free money. Also on the graph, notice that I have a very big green line going all the way across. That's where I shrunk the worksheet from year number 7 to year 35 so that we can fit it all on one screen. So if you see these numbers jumping from small numbers to massive numbers, please understand there is some compression here so it all fits on one screen. So here's the magic, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. By year 39, age 56, you have made your first emphasis, first $1 million with only $50 a week. When do you think you're going to make your second million? Well, it's not going to be another 39 years. It's actually going to be 7 years. You will make your second million in 46 years, age 63, and your third million at age 67. And if you look below that box, you'll get your fourth million by age 70. And people are living very comfortable, full, healthy, vibrant lifestyles in their 60s and 70s today, thanks to modern medicine and good food science, etc. How is it possible that you went from 39 years to make $1 million to 7 years to 4 years? Your next one will come in 3 years. And the answer is through the power of compounding interest. Notice how big your annual growth numbers are: 100,000, 116,000, 128. Notice how much larger that gets year after year. That's why it takes you fewer years to earn each subsequent $1 million. Now, remember what I told you earlier. Even if you have to start and then stop or scale back, you want to do this. Why? Let me show you. Here is the exact same teenager, same $50 a week, same stock market investments. They invest year 1 through year 8, age 18 through age 25. Notice in the blue column, you've invested a total of 20,800. By age 48, I'm sorry, year 48, age 65, you still retire with 1.3 million. You've made your first million. If you look up above the bottom yellow box, by age 62, you made your first million, and you haven't even contributed since you were 26 years old. Why is this possible? Well, of course, we know the answer is the power of compounding interest, but look at the top line in the top yellow box. Year number 9, age 26. 2 columns over, your yearly growth number, $3,024. At a 10% annual return, your annual growth number equals or exceeds what you were putting in. When you're putting money into this account, that is you pushing the snowball. When the snowball starts rolling on its own, that's when your contributions are big or bigger than your contributions. Technically, you could stop. This thing is automatically rolling down the hill and getting bigger and bigger every year with no help from you. As a matter of fact, in the outlying years when your annual growth numbers are 70,000, 80,000, 100,000, that makes the contribution that you were making of $2,600 pale in comparison. So you can start and then stop. I recommend you invest the rest of your life. But for the sake of emphasizing the power of compounding interest, you can start and stop later in life once the snowball's rolling on its own. So let's compare that to somebody who learns this at age 18 and now their best friend learns this at age 25. What difference does a few years make? Well, let's just say their 25-year-old waited until he got out of college, right? Because mom and dad said, you got plenty of time to worry about that later. Here's the price of later. 25-year-old starts, same $50 a week. They still hit age 65 with 1.2 million. God bless them. But look to the number to the right. You made your first million and all your other millions with $20,600 out of your pocket. Your friend who waited till they were 25 put in 106,000. They put in $80,000 more and ended up $88,000 less than had they done this at age 18. You started and stopped, and ended up with $88,000 more than the person who waited and then invested the rest of their life. This is the power of compounding interest over time. This is screaming from the mountaintop. You have to do this sooner rather than later, as early in life as possible. Numbers just keep getting bigger at the end of that upward hockey stick graph. So a few years certainly does make a difference. I'm going to fill this in, try to end this video so it doesn't get too long. But this is not based on $50 a week. This is based on the national average of just a few dollars under $4,000 a year. But look how much you end up with if you start earlier in life. Look at the difference that 5 years makes. Look at the difference that 4 years makes. 3 years, even 2 years of difference. And the power is starting early and letting that snowball roll automatically into millionaire status. So the high school graduate versus the college graduate, the person who learns this earlier versus the person who's told they have plenty of time to worry about it later. The 18-year-old ends up with $1.9 million more, not 1.9 million, 1.9 million more than the 25-year-old who waited. There is your inferred fiduciary responsibility to yourself. I hope your mind is blown. If there's anything that you took away from this video, it is you need to start early. You need to put in as much as you can, even if you have to stop later. The math will still work for you in the background. You got to start the snowball rolling down the hill. Sooner is better, more is better. And remember, you're not giving any money to me. You're putting it all in to your future self. Hey everybody, I am Paul, the Death Scouter. Like and subscribe to my channel. I appreciate all of my subscribers. If you have a comment, leave it in the comment field. I will answer as soon as I can. I pay attention to my channel pretty closely, and I thank you for watching the Death Scouter YouTube channel. Thanks a lot.